Hi there, I'm Daniela. Welcome to a space created for women struggling with their breast implants or have already said goodbye to them, just like we did.
And I'm Michelle. We're so glad you're here. Together, we're supporting a community of courageous women redefining beauty and confidence.
The Breast Implant Breakup podcast
Starts now. Hey everyone, how are you? Thank you so much for being back here with us at the Breast Implant Breakup podcast. It's such a pleasure to have you over. My name is Michelle.
And I'm Daniela.
And we are going to talk about something very important, which is the fact that we feel as women who have already decided to remove their breast implants, totally broke up with them, we feel like we're riding a wave of a global movement. It almost feels like we're not the only ones. There's so many women opting to remove their implants and completely say goodbye to them, right? So today we're going to talk about the reasons why we feel like this is a trend that is starting to gain momentum, and it's definitely getting bigger and bigger. The numbers of women removing their breast implants, not replacing them, is growing. In fact, I want to start the show with a statistic, but Danny, did I give you the right opportunity to say hello?
You did, and
Okay,
I'm doing
good.
great. I think this is a very important topic to talk about because I do feel like I did some research as well, and I think from in 2019, this movement started when we can see more women removing their breast implants and all this thing about the breast implant illness. So, but you got the numbers.
Yes, the breast implant illness became a big buzzword. A lot of women started becoming aware of it and kind of correlating their own symptoms to what other women were sharing. But anyway, we're going to dive into this. But first of all, I want to share this number just from a quick Google search. Nothing too fancy really, but there was a 32% increase from 2020 to 2021 of women who had removed their breast implants. So in 2021, we saw in US a number of 219,000 women removing their breast implants. Now, some of them were removing them because it was time for them to remove and replace. However, a third of those women did not replace them. Again, that is 32% increase from 2020. So we definitely see the trend starting to grow in that direction. Women deciding, I don't want to keep in this cyclical thing of having to replace my breast implants every 10 to 15 years. I think a lot of women are just kind of over it. You don't want to have to keep on doing it forever. But like you said, also just the awareness of general that we have gained about possible symptoms that could be related to your breast implants. Again, we're no experts, no scientists or doctors ourselves, but definitely there's a conversation going on in the community of women who have breast implants and say, look, I started experiencing this and this and this. Once I removed the implants, it was all gone. So tell me what was going on, right?
Yeah, and I feel like the age matters. So I see these women removing their implants now. I would say they are maybe middle 30s, 40s, maybe 50s. And I think that this is the age where we are more conscious maybe about, health and all the things. Maybe you are a parent. And I also think that it's been like maybe over the last 5 years more than ever that I see that there is so many illnesses, so many type of cancer and all these things that the people blame, food, environment, all these things. Like you are more aware of like what vegetables I'm gonna buy, and it has to be organic and this, and I don't want to fry. I want a coconut oil, like all the things that has to be as healthy as possible. That I think maybe that's one of the reasons why we think, wow, I don't know if the breast implant is gonna be a reason why I could have this type of illness, but maybe I'll just remove them just in case.
Just in case.
Right?
Totally. Yeah, I think you're so right. Like we have become, as society, and maybe perhaps it's a global movement, so much more aware of the things that could be causing illnesses. And we are getting so much smarter about not just believing the brands that say, you know, on the labels, they say all natural and it's all good and it's good for you, whatever they're trying to sell you. Mm-hmm. We're starting to look what's behind those labels and reading the ingredients. So yes, definitely there's a movement of becoming truly aware of what we're putting in our bodies
and what we're not putting in our body.
Totally. So it's the foods, it's the health products that we consume, it's the lotions, it's the cleaning products at home. Well, and obviously you're going to get to the point where you're going to say, what about the implants?
Well, I feel like if you get an illness, you gotta blame something, right?
Yeah,
So
obviously.
you're not gonna say, oh, it just happened because it just because. You will say, okay, something happened to me, wasn't my food, then I'll just change that. I feel like, sadly, but it's a reality, most people react or feel more aware of their bodies once something happened, right?
Yeah,
Which is
definitely.
sad,
It's
but
like
it
you
is.
get a wake-up call.
Yeah, it's like a wake-up call. And I mean, I wish more people, I would love more people to be aware of it without having to go through illnesses.
Exactly.
Yeah,
As a way of preventing.
Yeah. But then if something happens, you have to blame something. So yeah, you try to do everything you can now to be at the healthiest version of yourself ever.
Absolutely.
And so
I think we in general want to live longer. There's a big push for longevity. Like, getting to your 100th year is something that a lot of people think is possible, but you have to do the work, right? We have to eat healthy, we have to exercise, and preventing things like cancer by avoiding certain products or removing breast implants, if we think that that could be associated with it, then it also helps with that sense of wanting to live longer lives and stay healthy throughout those older years as well.
yeah.
Another big reason why I think you and I felt okay with the decision of removing our breast implants is because there definitely has been a move or a switch in where the beauty trend is.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So we're both babies from the 80s, and we grew up seeing women like Pamela Anderson get so much attention because she had these big breasts. And in some way, we received that information of, hey, if you want to be popular and you want to be valued as a woman, then this is the thing you need to have.
Or you want to look as hot as she does.
Exactly. Yes. Well, and there's like an intrinsic value in that. And like, you look hot, then you're valued. And anyway, so many things that come from it. But that's what we grew up seeing is women with big breasts get a lot of attention and are classified as beauty. They have more opportunities. They can grow to become global figures like Pamela Anderson was at the time. So we subconsciously, or maybe very consciously, grew up thinking that way, right? It's like, oh, the attention is on the breasts, so I need to have big breasts. Hopefully I'll get them naturally, but if not, there's a way to get them.
But it has changed.
Totally. So now it's not so much about that.
No, it's about your glutes. And then, after the breast implant, it was about your glutes. And then it goes up. And then it was moving about your abs. And then it was about your lips and your face and all these things. So
yeah,
I think it was just, we were the baby ones when we got the breast implants, for sure.
Yeah, we were the guinea pigs, basically, of that generation of like, okay, this is what's expected from us. But like you say, different things are expected now from women in terms of beauty and like what classifies you as a beautiful woman. Definitely a big push for the lips to be perfect and super plumped. That's why you have a lot of fillers now. It's the thing that even 20-year-olds are doing. Very young women are getting their fillers. Botox, huge now. Again, even very young women are doing it.
And again, we're not here judging anybody. Right?
Oh no, we're saying the beauty trends have changed.
Not at all. I do feel like everything in life, going to the extreme is what's not okay, or maybe not as good for you, And I think that right now the beauty standards are like going way too high, the way people is doing things, And definitely it's just changing so much.
It is.
And what is that we're teaching our children?
That's a tough one. You're a parent, and I feel like you consider those things a lot more than I do, because I feel like, I'm not making an impact on any children, but kids at home watching you and noticing that you're going through all these different procedures, like what's the message, right, that they get?
Yeah, you can be surprised if you have a teenager wanting to do things here and there, you know, because that's what they see. And like I say, I respect everyone's decisions. Everyone have their own reasons, and I validate those, and it's okay. But I just feel like me as a mom, what is that I want to teach my own children? What is the example that I want to set for them and other kids, Like I say, I don't regret what I did 20 years ago, but I do feel like I want them to embrace who they are and the way they look, without having to feel that they need to change their face or their anything in their bodies.
Their
And I see my grandma, my husband's grandma, my grandma, and I feel like she's 90, 94, and I'm like, she looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
Ask me if she has ever gotten anything done in her face or her body, ever. And I
Yeah.
feel like she just aged so beautifully, like so beautiful, that I'm like, I want that.
Age
You know,
gracefully.
we're gonna age. You're not gonna
Yeah.
change it forever. You
That
can
is-
stop it. You
Totally.
cannot.
That's where we're all going, right? So it's how good or how well do you deal with your body not being perfect? And I think that that's really the bottom lesson or the challenge that we all have is, can I be okay with my body decaying, which is going to happen inevitably? In fact, you hope that you get to the age where you say, hey, this body, it's been worn out completely. Like I'm 94 now.
Yeah.
We hope that we get there, because what's the alternative? Is that you die young? And no,
Yeah.
I'd rather see my body decaying. But you have to be okay with that mentally to embrace it. And that's how you age gracefully, is if you embrace the fact that your body is no longer perfect as it used to be at some point, or as beautiful as young. But I think that it's so important not only that you teach your children, and this is from a person coming from me. I don't have children, but I think it's very important. Maybe with my nieces, I would try to teach them that, or be an example of that. Which is not only that you're okay the way you are and you can learn to love that body, or you can love it as is, because it's the body that allows you to hug your loved ones and play the sports that you love and do everything that you like to do. But I would say that it's important to teach them that beauty lies in other aspects of a human being. Yes, physical beauty is one thing, but there's also the mental beauty. We've talked about this in the show.
Yeah.
And to teach that to children, like, look, there's beauty in being a really smart person. There's beauty in being a really kind person. There's beauty in caring for the planet. So anything that goes beyond the physical beauty, I think is a beautiful lesson to teach the younger generation.
And today I have the opportunity to talk to a teenager. Well, she's not a teenager. She was, I would say 23, 24.
Young
A
20s.
young lady, a young, beautiful lady. And she asked me, what do you do? And I say all the things that I'm doing, and I share about the podcast. And she say, I want to listen to it. And I'm like, well, I don't know if this is exactly for you, because you don't, it's about breast implants. And then I share a little bit about my journey. And I actually realized that, and I want to make sure that everyone knows that when they're watching us, this podcast it has a message beyond just the breast implants. And I told her, and I realized it's so true. Like, we just want to share and spread the message that people can accept and love their bodies the way they are. And as I was talking to her, I say, I want you to, if you listen to it, to know that I just want to encourage you to love your body the way it is. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to do anything for anybody.
Yeah.
Not even for yourself, because I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And the way you look at yourself in the mirror is what matters, right? You need to
absolutely.
validate yourself. And then I noticed that's the message that we're trying to share with everyone.
Yeah.
So this is a community that we're creating for everyone. We want to invite and welcome everyone, whether you have the breast implants and whether you don't have any. Maybe you're on the fence trying to decide if you want to remove them or not. Maybe you're happy with them. You're welcome to the breast
Yes.
implant breakup community. And, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
to
we're
support
here.
and to love you.
Absolutely, to embrace beauty in all ways of it, right? In all the ways that it exists. But I think that if you're going to do something, do it for your health. I think that should be something you consider.
Yeah, totally.
Because yes, there's things that maybe you could work on in yourself that will make you be a healthier person that lives longer, that gets to contribute more to their families, to society, because you're taking care of your body. So I would say, let health be the one motivation for doing whatever it is to your body, going to the gym, whatever surgeries you might need to get better as well. And if it's removing your implants that will help you in your head or genuinely physically be a more healthy person, then go for it. We totally support it. And speaking of health, I think that another reason why we see this huge trend is because we're sharing more information about health in general. We see it on social media. People are talking about what is healthy, what's not healthy, not just in terms of food, like we were talking, and environmental things, but we're sharing about these health concerns that we have had as women with breast implants, right? So there's also that movement of more women sharing health issues or health concerns related to breast implants, and we all get to learn and see that maybe our symptoms is not a one case. You know, you're not alone in this experience. Many more women are experiencing that, and therefore you can make a decision that's better educated based on the fact that you're not alone.
Yeah. And if nobody told you today, I want to tell you that you're beautiful, that you're amazing, that you look incredible, that we love you, and that we are so happy that you're part of this community. And as we are almost finishing the first season, right?
Yes.
We just want to invite you and encourage you to share the podcast with whoever you think is going to need to hear this. And we will appreciate the support. The support has been incredible. And we're just
so
excited.
Grateful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So grateful for you.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for that beautiful message. Danny, goes back to you as well. Whatever you
back
hope
to you.
Thank you. Whatever you wish to other people, I think it's kind of a mirror situation, right? It comes back to you. So yeah, again, thank you so much for being part of this supportive network of women embracing other ways of understanding beauty and redefining it, and mostly embracing a very healthy version of ourselves that gets to be a better contributor to our communities and our families and ourselves as well. Anything else that you want to say, Danny, before we say goodbye?
I'm excited. If you made it all the way here through this episode, we're so grateful. And we have a few more left before we finish season 1. And then season 2 is going to be amazing.
That's right. We're going to have a lot of great guests join us for really amazing conversations, and we can't wait for it.
Yeah.
But it will be until then.
Yeah.
And for now, this is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, we invite you to like this video, leave us a comment. What are your thoughts about the trends that are moving women in this direction as to removing their breast implants? What do you think is happening globally? Are you part of that movement as well? Please leave us a comment. And of course, also like us on Instagram. We're there as Breast Implant Breakup. And we'll see you next time.